County Democratic Party breakfast meeting for August. I am the chair, Bill Kimler. For those of you that are new to this, we're going to stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to open up our proceedings, but we have a tradition here where we put an extra special emphasis on the last two words of the pledge. So when we get to those last two words, say it with a little extra oomph. So everybody please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. So I'm going to start off just with a quick question, and by a show of hands, please answer. It's kind of a personal question, so if you don't feel comfortable raising your hand, I understand. But how many among you are under 3 federal indictments as of this morning? I see 2, 3, 4. All right. It could be 4. Boy, what an amazing time to be alive, right? Imagine if you were to go back 20 years and somebody told you, hey, one day, one of them presidents that's going to get elected is going to be under 3 federal indictments, been found guilty of sexual assault, and is under investigation for one more federal indictment. Would you have believed it 20 years ago? I wouldn't have. So just some welcomes and some introductions. Actually, before we get into welcomes, I would like to ask for a moment of silence. I would like you to take some time to think about those that may have passed recently, those who are struggling, those who are suffering. If you have special wishes for the world, peace in Ukraine and elsewhere, and even maybe to center yourself with some thoughts of joy and gratitude, let us have a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Seriously though, a show of hands, I would like to know how many of you are here for the first time. This is your first Greenwood County Democratic Party breakfast meeting. Please raise your hand. I see 2, just 2. And your guest, 3. This is your first one as well. Well, for all of those who this is the first time, welcome. As you know, there's food aplenty over to your left. Behind you is a literature table. People donate funds to our party so that we can print out that literature and allow you to take it back home with you. So please take advantage of that and grab some. Restrooms, ladies and men's room, is over to your right. What else? We also have shirts for sale in the back. We've got some merchandise. We've got some old style shirts in the light blue, new style shirts in the dark blue. Mike, would you stand up and just showcase our newer model? Look at that. What a handsome guy. Thank you. That's a really classy shirt, and it looks good around town, so please pick yourself up one. In order to make payment, you can just put it in the donation box. I'll trust you. You are Democrats after all. So I trust your honor system works out great. I want to say thanks to all of those who are serving in our military or have served. I want to thank all of those who work in the medical profession, whether it's first responders, nurses. My daughter is a nurse. Anybody who works as a doctor, anybody who works in the fire or police departments. You help keep our community running safely, running smoothly, and I'm greatly appreciative. So here's our agenda today. For those of you who were here last month, and it was all me for 2 hours, bless you for staying, and bless you even more for coming back. Today, it's less about me because we have some fantastic guest speakers. After I give some updates about our party, we're going to flip over to Michelle Brandt, who came all the way from Charleston to speak with us, 3rd Vice Chair of the state party. We have Barrett Gruber and Zach King, who came from Lexington. They belong to the All About Nothing podcast, and we're going to do a live recording in front of you. So be on your best behavior, please. None of the normal nonsense y'all carry on at these breakfast meetings. We have distinguished company today.
We encourage it.
And then hopefully we'll have time left over where I can wrap up about 2 of the Supreme Court decisions. We have to talk about student loan debt and LGBTQ rights that the Supreme Court weighed in on. And then we'll end with our Volunteer of the Month award. We actually have a good one this month. So without further ado, let us get started by talking about some new handouts. As you know, every month I like to bring something new. Today, I actually have a request of you to have that little square that you should have gotten as you came in with your agenda. There was a little extra sheet, and if you don't have it up front, we can get it to you. But it's a survey. I want some immediate feedback as to how you thought today's breakfast meeting went. And not only rating how you thought this went, if you have ideas or suggestions for future speakers or future topics, this is your chance to write it down, as well as any other random feedback. Just fold up your sheet and dump it back in that donation box on your way out. We'll go through them and take your input very seriously. So I want to crowdsource these ideas. I want to hear from you and get some ideas from you. Heck, if you want to speak, Jim Ellis, right? You want to speak one day. If you have an exciting topic, I want to hear from you. So you can put yourself down as a speaker idea as well. We also have a couple of updates. You know these issue sheets that we've had since our convention in March? Well, things change. And we actually have 2 sheets that got updated. One on reproductive rights to reflect the fact that some laws have been signed by the governor since March. And the state Supreme Court, again, has stepped in. So for the latest information, you can pick up a copy of the reproductive rights sheet. And the Conisty Dam also has gone through some updates because funding has been secured up to a certain point, signed into law, and we've got some updates there. So grab those 2 plus all the other issue sheets that you see back there. So let's talk about our state party. We've got a couple of interesting things that have happened and are happening. We are continuing this month with our group watch of the 1619 Project from Hulu. We've already watched the first 3 episodes. Last month's episode was about the history of black music in this country. And it was fascinating. It was fun to watch. It was a lighthearted subject compared to some of the others that we've witnessed. This upcoming month, it's about capitalism. So now we get into the financials, the economy, and how slavery accelerated the United States' growth to power on the world scene and really set the foundation for the superpower that we are today. But the fact that even though slavery is outlawed, there are still systemic economic injustices in our country. We'll cover all of that in this next episode. So join us on Tuesday, August 22nd, 6 p.m. These episodes are about an hour long, and we'll meet over at Susie's Puppet Place on Reynolds Avenue. We also have started our candidate recruitment committee. We had our kickoff meeting last month. And thank you to Senator Nicholson for joining us at that and being an inspiration. Thank you to others that have joined. We're going to have another meeting on Thursday, August 24th at 6 p.m. We came up with some ideas, and now we're going to execute on those ideas. We have a lot of positions up for election. In fact, if you look at your agenda, in the middle of that agenda is every person who could possibly appear on the ballot in Greenwood County, depending on where you live, of course. But these are all the names that will be up for election come November of 2024, and we need to get started recruiting for those positions today. So if you would like to be part of that group, part of that reach out effort, please do so. I would like to show a 60-second clip of this lady being interviewed, and I forget her name, I should have written it down, but she is actually running for governor in Missouri. You think South Carolina has it bad. You think we have it bad. You should hear what's happening in Missouri. They're making Florida almost seem normal. Missouri is in a tough spot. So this woman, she is the minority party leader, meaning the Democratic leader in the state house there, and she has decided to run for governor, and she gives some explanations as to why you should run, even if it seems like it might be a hopeless cause. So let's give her 60 seconds and we'll hear about it.
And then they would just be like, okay, thanks, bye. And then you would have these Democrats run and have no idea how to run a race and just get trampled. Right. And a big piece of this is having folks run in unwinnable districts, giving them the tools they need to run successful campaigns and closing the margins. When I ask candidates to run in districts that are strong red, it's not just, hey, do it for this one race. It's, I'm going to need you to run twice. I'm going to need you to run a 4-year campaign, and this is what it's going to look like. Your goalpost is not necessarily to flip that seat, but it's to move the margin up to this percentage point. And having real honest conversations with folks in these areas, and then making sure that they're supported every step of the way.
So I thank her for that. She said a couple of key things. One, about setting what the goalposts are. So it's not always about winning right here and now, but it's about laying the foundation for the future. I came into my race for State House District 13 last year with that exact mentality. I didn't go in it to say, I'm either going to win or I'm going to quit. That's not how I saw it. I saw it as a long-term game, a 10, 15-year plan. You start to lay the foundations in year 1, and then year 2, year 3, year 4, you keep building upon it. And then one day, we will succeed. I look back at the heroes like Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement and all the people he gathered around him. It was decades in the making. It wasn't just a couple of months in just 1 year. It was multiple years, decades even. So I appreciate that. I also want to call out my friend Jamel Brooks. She said it 2 months ago when she spoke at our breakfast meeting. She says, you don't have to win the seat to win the election. Says you don't have to win that seat to win the election. There are things like making the opposition spend their money. That's important, right? Because if they're not spending the money they have, they're going to give it to one of their Republican buddies in another district and help them flip a seat. So we got to keep the pressure on in every district, every seat, challenge from the city council all the way to the presidency of the United States. So I appreciate that, and we're going to begin that continue that conversation on August 24th. Now, we're also going to do something fun. We came up with the idea at our last meeting that we want to record a recruitment video. We want to do paid advertising online and encourage people to run for office. It's going to be a short 30-second, maybe 45-second clip, but I would like to have voices, your voices, be part of this. I want you to give, 3 words, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, scripted, but if you would like to be part of this recording, basically the theme is, we want a choice on the ballot. I want to show up on election day with a choice. When I'm talking to people who didn't vote, the number one reason I hear is, well, it's all Republicans anyway. There's nobody else on the ballot. Well, we got to fix that. So we give people a choice and get them motivated and a reason to show up and to help choose our destiny. Then we can start having some action at these ballot boxes. But I would like real voices, real people, not paid actors, not professionals. I would like to hear your voice saying these 3 words, 4 words. I want a choice. All right? So if you're interested in being part of this video, and we're not going to do any recording today, I'm just collecting names, please make sure you fill out the volunteer form in the back or on that little square, that feedback form. If you want to put your name on the back and then say, put me in video, we'll be back out to you to do so when we get our script together. We're actually bringing in some volunteers to help with the recording, the digital editing, the sound. We got some actual people with experience in filming to be part of this. And I want some real people from our party to be the voice that they see. So I look forward to this. Please let us know. We'd love to have your faces be a part. A very exciting development in the past month is happening at the state party level. Now, we actually have a representative from the state party here, so I can't badmouth them today. So I'm going to speak positive And last Sunday was the kickoff of what we call, what they've named as Project Roadmap. Now, I think you all know I was publicly endorsing Brandon Upson for chair. Not that I didn't dislike Crystal Spain, but I like Brandon. I had my choice and I endorsed. I wanted to give Crystal the opportunity to show herself and what she's capable of. Let me tell you, this is it right here. The very fact that this effort has launched has given me renewed faith in our state party. This is what we've been starving for years. A coordinated effort from all ends of the state with some of the brightest minds, some of the hardest workers gathered together, dozens of them, to sit down starting this month and carrying on through to the rest of the year to develop a coordinated strategy to win these seats back and to make the Democratic name a force to be reckoned with again in this state. And I love it. We've been too many independent lone wolves for too long to see this 3-hour conversation happen, and it was live streamed on Facebook. I was extraordinarily impressed by the people who were there and what they had to say. In fact, our own former chair, Charles Lewis, is a member of that group. He was tapped on the shoulder and he participated. 4 subcommittees came out of it. A coordinated campaign model and structure. Coordinated means all of us running for office, if we're unified together in terms of resources and messaging and maybe even funds, we can be stronger together. Voter engagement and organization, candidate training and resources, and data and targeting. That's my personal favorite topic, if you know me. So I'm excited to see what comes of this. These subcommittees are just about to launch, and then they're going to come back with full reports, I believe, sometime in November. So I'm happy. And the fact that they're doing this now sets us up for greater victories in 2024. And then the final update for today is the Carnell Drummond Mays banquet. Where is Lane? Lane, you here? Lane, would you like to come up and say a word? I know you like the public spotlight. Come on up. Lane is our subcommittee chair for the Carnell Drummond Mays event. Come on up and just say what's been going on, if you don't mind. Round of applause. It takes courage to step up and run something like this. Tell them whatever you want them to know.
Well, I want to say thank you to my co-chair, Tawanda, wherever she is.
Hey, Tawanda.
She's not going to stand up. Okay, we have a great committee going, and we have chosen a place that actually does catering as well. So that has been very helpful, not having to find 2 different places and wrangle a caterer. There will be, I'm sure, much to many people's delight, a cash bar. Everyone has been saying, why can't we drink at these things? So, and should I tell them where, do we have tickets?
Yep.
Okay.
Sale today.
Okay, we have tickets for sale today. It is going to be at the main event, which is a new place. And we really like the ownership. They have a lot of common interests with the Greenwood County Democratic Party. So we hope that will build into a good relationship. And we don't have speakers yet, do we? Okay, never mind. And we're going to have a great meal. We're going to have a great speaker. And we hope you will all come. And that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, we are working on getting some high-end speakers, but unfortunately, President Obama has not returned our messages yet, but we still are holding out hope. But as soon as we have the speakers announced, and we're looking to get some very high-quality speakers for this, we will let you know. There are 2 levels of tickets. We have the standard ticket for sale, and if you want to buy them, please see George, our ticket master, back there, and there is no service fee. It's a free ticket master. And regular tickets are $40. But we are also offering a VIP ticket for $50. If you can afford the $50, an extra $10, you get to come a half hour earlier and participate in a VIP event and have a meet and greet directly with the speakers and so on. So you can secure your ticket today. 3 different meal offerings: chicken, steak, I think I said T-bone steak in the email. That's a mistake. No pun intended. It wasn't T-bone. It is, what is it, ribeye? Prime rib. Thank you. See, I don't know my steaks. I'm a chicken guy. It's a prime rib steak will be available as a plate. So you can have a chicken plate, prime rib plate, or a veggie option. And it's all the same price, so there's no difference between the three. So do us a solid, walk out of here with some tickets today. If you can sell some, please see George as well and take a few with you. We need to sell these tickets. This is our biggest fundraiser for the year. Would love to have you. Any questions about the Carnell Drummond Mays banquet? Okay. Let's do a quick calendar review and then we'll get to our speakers. On the back of the agenda is a quick calendar of events. For those of you who are part of the executive committee, we have our meeting on Thursday, August 17th. Then the 1619 project we talked about, the candidate recruitment committee we talked about. If you live in 96, they have their town council and mayor up for election in November. Filing opens on Friday, August 25th. If you're interested and you live in 96, come see me. We'll get you hooked up. We'll help you through it. Winning a town council is real easy because only a few people turn out to these things. So we would love to have your representation there. Monday, September 4th is Labor Day, so we will not have our breakfast meeting on the first Saturday of September. Instead, we'll have it on the second Saturday. Filing for 96 closes on September 8th. We'll have our September breakfast meeting on Saturday, September 9th. There will not be a breakfast meeting in October. Instead, we will have our Carnell Drummond Mays banquet on Thursday, October 5th. So there will not be a breakfast meeting in October. All right? Fantastic.